What's going on, everybody? It's Durka of Whataweeb bringing you a new Should You Pull video. We are here to discuss the legendary swordsman, swordswoman, alternate reality, fate, gender bend, they gotta explain it somehow. So Musashi is actually a female, boom! And it's time to talk about our Udon-loving waifu and how she stacks up to maybe some of her competition or some other units in the game. If you are excited, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe to become a weeb today. Make sure to check us out on Twitch, where we are streaming a lot of FGO, and Twitter, where we meme and post updates. Otherwise, let's just jump straight into this. We jumping into it with her card setup. It's a quick arts buster card setup. As a saber, this is a first. This is not normal at all. One of a kind, you could say. 3 hits on her quick, 2 hits on the buster, and 3 hits on the arts. I don't know why I went out of order, but I did. With 4 on the extra attack. Because of one of her skills, 5th form, one of her best skills, her NP gain and star gen are actually really good. Because while she might lose out on a little bit because of her 3 buster card setup, that skill helps make up for her other cards hitting multiple times, therefore increasing a lot of gen. So let's just jump into the skills. So her first skill happens to be that skill, 5th form. It doubles the number of hits when normal attacking for 1 turn. It reduces own damage per hit by 50% when normal attacking for 1 turn. Increases own damage when normal attacking for 1 turn. This is a very important skill for Musashi. It's on a 6-turn cooldown, so not super spammable, but you can use it enough. Just as a quick reminder to everybody, hits is an important concept in this game because more hits give you more chances to create stars and generate NP. With the crit arts card as the 3rd card in the setup, in a chain, I think this skill can actually get you to almost full charge. Full charge, if not like really high. She can create stars by throwing her quick card in, which helps later on because she can eat them and use them to output a decent amount of damage. Very important skill. It's pretty much the key to her kit. It's one of the reasons why she works really well. Moving on to Empyrean Eye A. Alright, so it ignores invincibility for 1 turn and increases her own buster performance for 1 turn. It's her buster nuke, pretty much. It's very similar to, let's say, Raiku's skill. While Raiku might give an evade, she gets invincibility ignoring, which is nice because that means her get out of jail free card isn't tied to her damage card. Skill. But ignore invincible can be pretty useful. You can just go out, and if they have an invincibility buff or not, you'll be able to punch through it and deal that huge damage you get from a 50% self-buster buff. With 3 buster cards, you have a pretty good chance of buster chaining, and you can do huge damage. This is probably her most important damage skill by far. And now we have her 3rd skill, Nothingness A. So this is her get out of jail free card. Get out of safety card. Gets self-invincibility, 1 turn. Increases her own crit star generate for 3 turns, which is a nice little buff. And it removes her own debuffs. So it does a decent amount of things, and it's pretty useful on a 6-turn cooldown. Getting rid of debuffs and getting self-invincibility. And honestly, there's not too much to say about it. You can create a decent amount of more stars with it, and it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Her most important skills, though, are her 5th form and Empyrean Eye. Empyrean Eye, if you're looking just to increase her damage straight up from her NP, for example. And 5th form, if you want more of an overall usage kind of scenario so that she's consistent. All of her skills have a use, but Nothingness is probably the least important one to max out if you did want to max out all her skills. But if you needed to focus, you can focus on that one last. Let's jump into her fantastic, interesting passive skills. Magic Resistance A. You already know what this is. Debuff resist by 20%. Whatever. It's normal, very standard on sabers, and it's her only passive skill. Legendary Swordsman, 1 passive skill. Alright. But okay, so moving on to that Noble Phantasm that so many people love. Like all good sabers, she has a beam in her NP, and she even gets to use a Stendo. Her NP changes later on in the story, just animation-wise, nothing else. It's not like she gets some damage buff, it's just a different animation after a certain story arc. But oh yeah, her NP. So what is it? It's a anti-unit Buster NP. Yeah, no, I mean, anti-unit. We don't have crazy stuff anymore like anti-world or some stupid stuff like that. We got anti-unit now. I guess I should try to pronounce it. Rikudo Gorin Kurikara Tensho. Rikudo Gorin Kurikara Tensho. 6 realms, 5 planes, the divine figure of Kurikara. Yeah. I know a lot of you care about pronunciation, so here you go. You can murder me in the comments if you want. If you want. Please don't. Please don't. I try. But yeah, so it deals damage to one enemy and removes their buffs. So that's a pretty interesting mechanic. Being able to remove their buffs. So if you use it first in your turn, let's say they got a defense buff, you use that, all those defense buffs are gone, you can just continue your chain at full damage. While her overcharge actually gives her an increase in her NP damage for 1 turn. So that's pretty cool. Up to a 60% overcharge at 500% if you somehow get it to 500%. Congratulations. But it starts off at 20%. So it's a nice little boost just to her general damage overall. It's really an over-the-top. I mean, you're seeing it in the description, in the area below. It's really an over-the-top NP with her summoning her Satendo with multiple swords in combo and killing whoever stands in her way. And yeah, no, it could be super helpful. This is a super helpful NP. I like the fact that it has the remove buffs. Some bosses in this game will spam buffs. You might have realized that with the current events going on in the pillars. So yeah, no, super helpful. Super helpful NP. Very good. Just very straightforward. Noble Phantasm. Alright, so let's go on to her traits. Her stats are honestly similar to Okita. She doesn't have like the highest attack of 5 stars, but she's a single target saber, and those are very few to come by. 5-star wise, you got Okita, Musashi. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. And then at 4-star, you have the people. I know everybody always uses Lancelot. Those 3 are pretty much what you got. You got Quick Arts and Buster right there. Boom. She does a great job at single target bustering, so there's no mistakes there. She's got 3 Buster cards. Otherwise, she's got good stats overall. Good old Saber class, right? They gotta have pretty decent stats for the most part. Alright, so what about them CEs? Like always, we break it down to 3 CEs, and I wanted to break it down to First Sunrise, Limited Over Zero, and Joint Recital. For the CEs, at least, I usually focus on CEs that are out in NA at the time of this video. But First Sunrise is available on the same banner as Musashi, so I thought it was okay to mention. It's a great CE. It's a 50% NP charge and 20%, I believe 20% Buster damage at maximum break, which is really nice, really good. 50% NP charge CEs are they're really the wave. They're what everybody's using. They're what everybody's using. And honestly, it's nothing really beats it in my opinion until Xmas, where the Christmas when we get the Rin/Ishtar CE that does the same job, to be honest, if not better actually. Limited Over Zero, always an amazing card for her, just because the triple Buster card setup in Buster NP, you will be nuking with a max limit broken Limit Over Zero. Just overall good. And then of course Joint Recital, great Buster cards, crit damage and Buster damage. Can't really ask much more than that. Unfortunately, I do not have a max limit broken Joint Recital, so that makes me sad, but nothing you can do about it. The crit damage is super useful for Musashi, and yeah, no, it's just good. It's just good. Otherwise, moving on to her party members, she works in a couple different team comps off the top of my head. Full Buster meme, obviously, with Merlin or Waver, or Merlin Waver, whatever you want to call it, obviously. But it's cool that she can work just in a team of Zerkers, too. If you just want, straight up Berserker team, she can output a lot of damage with them because you'll have Buster cards galore. One unit that's not out yet is the Pizarev Eldorado. I won't say her real name, mainly because I'll probably butcher it, and she's not out yet. She's a great Zerker support and Buster support because of her 3-turn party Buster buff. And then you have Nightingale, who, pretty much has a worse version of Merlin's Buster buff, but 50% Buster damage boost for 3 turns is still really strong. And her first skill after the strengthening gives debuff immunity 3 times, and it recovers her HP and it gives you insta kill immunity once to any unit that you want to give it to. So it's a pretty good support card, and her NP helps out a decent amount as well. Then you got characters like Zerkalot. Zerkalot helps produce stars. Everybody knows Zerkalot as, hey, use your NP, create all those stars. Let's move on. Those stars will help Musashi get her NP faster, crit harder, just do more damage overall. And then finally, a unit that I think is really good with Musashi, but is coming out this year, is Nobunaka Berserker. She'll be out this summer, part of the Nero caster banner. She has a skill. She has a skill that gains crit stars each turn, recovers HP each turn, and charges NP each turn for 5 turns for the whole party. That's great. Like, that's super useful, especially as like a buster support skill. It's literally everything Musashi would want. It's got stars. It's got healing. Like, it's just good. It's just good. It's got MP charge. Like, it's just good, even though she ain't out yet. I would definitely see you using No Berserker as one of the Berserkers in a full Berserker team comp. But yeah, okay, so that's done. So we made it. Should you pull for Musashi? With Merlin just coming out, some of you may have hurt your wallets a little bit, but if you can afford it, you should honestly pull for her. She's the only single target saber with a Buster NP and 3 Buster cards, so she'll work great, not only with the Merlin meme comp, but with Zerkers, as she'll be able to take the stars from them anyway and just put in work. Her kit is super interesting thanks to the double hit mechanic, which no other character I'm pretty sure has in this game. Maybe there's a newer unit, but off the top of my head, I can't think of one. Helps her make stars, helps her be really consistent. It's an interesting sustain that a lot of sabers don't really have. They're usually all about, here's a couple turns, boom, 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 done. But are there Zerkers that can do her job to an extent? Yes, there are. But you get the safety of a saber class. So if you're lacking sabers, or you just want your waifu, you should pull for her. Once again, this is all my opinion, so you guys may think differently. But if you don't have a saber, a strong single target saber, which a lot of people don't have, Musashi is a great choice. It's a great choice. Personally, I do think she does fall off a bit in the future. That's a long time ahead of us, though. So enjoy your udon eating waifu if you do choose to pull for her and get her. And if you're kind of on the fence about getting her, but you do want her, this is not a bad banner to pull on because First Sunrise is available. I'm not a person who will ever tell you should pull for a CE, but if you do want her, not a bad time to get it. But if you more about waifus, you can always wait for the Shimosa banner, which will be not towards the end of this year, but maybe in like 8 months. 8 months, she'll come back with with the Archer, Inferno Archer, which a lot of people love as a character as well. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. So if you guys enjoyed, I'm gonna like, comment, subscribe to become a weeb today. If you have any information that maybe I missed out on, please do let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you're pulling for her. You'll definitely see a video from Whataweeb about about that, so don't worry. We have the giveaway, which is ending in like 3 days from this video's airing. So make sure you're in the giveaway, and that'll be linked in the description below. Otherwise, yeah, this has been Durka, and Sayo Nada.